See, I remember the days where I was very angry and frustrated. I was like, well, I graduated high school. Yeah, I'm just running through it because, again, it's autism. Um, a brain can get stuck on a loop, but I'm aware that, again, things we're aware of. And you pause before you make decisions because most people don't have black and white thinking, but autistic people do. So, but then the black and white thinking might change because the next conversation you have with a person, or maybe you've listened to them another 5-10 minutes or something, and they say something else, which causes you to think from them being, man, these people are awesome, to, oh, these people are pricks. I mean, it's what you're thinking when and once you get to your 30s, it's like, well, I thought that in my 20s, but then I would wait a while. But then I just couldn't shake off the hunch sometimes. As in, like, to wait a while. But once you get to your 30s, it's just because you know. It's just because you know from life experience. But if you know from studies as well as life experience. Well, here's the thing. Um, what was I say? Anger and the frustration, right? Because I forgot what I was just going to say there. The anger and the frustration. Yeah, I've been in grade, graduated high school, went and got my degree, and then I did my national certificate in youth work. And I was like, what the hell? And then, like, I do a course of like a month's course or something to get some employment. And then some people at the employment, the place they'd get employed, and I'd be happy for them. It's only a matter of time until it's my time. But then they get more and more opportunities, and when did that happen? Jeez. Yeah, that would have been about 2012, and December 2015 is when I started at the tannery, and then that 2000 and then I worked. That first season was for 6 months because they do 6 months and then they laid you off, or they keep the people on. They decide to stay on, and I worked 6 months, and then I remember doing like 6 months there and 3 months somewhere else, and another 3 months unemployed, and then 2017 was the same, like December 2016 background, and then it was all year, and then 2018 too. So I remember getting frustrated and angry at these things, but then I would bump to those people later on, and um, we'd be all good because I had full-time employment, even though it was minimum pay rate. I was just wondering why I couldn't get a girlfriend, but yeah. But here's the thing: is I know I'm gonna find love, and people like to say, "Oh, see, you do care what people think," but everyone cares what people thinks, and if you're being ostracized and put down and not accepted your whole life, what's going to happen, right? You're going to really cherish the very few people that give you an opportunity, and then they turn on you because you're too much, and they think you're obsessive. Well, not really. Because most people, they don't have all that trauma from all that upbringing and stuff, right? From being not accepted and you know not loved and all this type of thing, right? So most people don't. They just are nonchalant when they make new friends, right? That truly accept them. And not to mention they probably got, well, actually no, they got about the same amount of real friends, But then others will say they're friends, but they're just, okay, you are useful for this and I'm useful for that for you, so let's be friends for that reason, right? That's how most friendships actually are. That makes sense. But what I mean by that is like, that's the sole reason you don't get with them, because of their personality. But that's okay. I've learnt that. I've learnt that's how society really works. Um. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, it's, you can see how, but at the same time, most autistic people I knew were victims. But then there was a select few there's like a very select few that I knew that were like unemployed for all these years, but and they couldn't get a house or anything with the money because they weren't aiming to. But they'd just be like, there was a couple of times that I went to their house and they showed me at the back, and they're like, "Oh, I want to show you something." This is when I was fully employed, my minimum pay rate job, and then they were like smiling and stuff, or like, and this only happened once, but this guy looked me at the back and showed me a treasure chest that had $10,000 in it, and I was like, and I was like, "Why don't you invest it?" And he's like talking about how he can't invest it. And he was the one of the ones that I was referring to earlier when you said when every now and then he used to bring up about autism and Forrest Gump. And looking back, he fits the profile, but the majority of them aren't like that. But I can see how how it'd be tempting, because obviously if you're in that position and then some guy comes up to you and offers you, "Hey, I'll pay you $2,000 a week for you do my bidding for whatever," but they never end up wealthy, do they? They never end up wealthy, and it's like, well, maybe they do, but you know, that's the ones that don't get addicted to anything probably do. But so the why never justifies the what. Once people turn to their 20s, it's not your job to heal them, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, if society treated us like human beings when we were children and teenagers and stuff growing up, that wouldn't have never been an issue in the first place. So I mean, yeah, just it's a bit hard to let those who are in their like mid-20s or older, mid-20s, like close to you if they got all these problems because of that. But if you're like a teenager or whatever, yeah. But at the same time, yeah. So the why, if the why gets fixed, the what is fixed, because there's no issue in the first place. Because if we were like all fully employed and because a lot of it is the social hierarchy stuff, like we're supposed to be bootlickers and ass kissers and stuff, but it's like, we understand that this person earns more money than us, and he's been told, he's been given the authority, so we have to listen because everyone else listens. But at the same time, we don't actually view them as we view ourselves as just as important as them, right? We view ourselves as just as important as the managers as well, right? But they seem to think that as a threat, right? Well, we're just trying to better our lives, and why does it have to be all limited? So yeah.